Welcome to Rollfair, a D&D podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, we will introduce ourselves. I am Devin, the Dungeon Master.
And I'm Ryan, playing Seth, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Brad, playing Arden, the Silent Wizard.
I'm Kayla, playing Gaiji, the Tabaxi Pirate.
I'm Austin, playing Sheru the Turtle.
I'm Ben, playing Raina, the Human Ranger.
I'm Sarah, I'm playing Asar, the Fire Genasi Sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Marshall, and I am playing Gardovian Anuis, a bard.
And we miss Cletus. But anyway, last time...
stick out of this.
You're going to be silent for like...
I know.
30 episodes.
There's a reason for it.
We're going to be here that long.
There's a reason for it. Hopefully.
But...
Is it a good reason?
Last time...
I think it's self-preservation, actually.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
Last time, the party has made it to the Genturum Sanctum. They met Kembish Genturum, and Moldiath, his daughter, and his son, Kelthic. And they had an exchange with Kembish. He didn't exactly get the information he was hoping for out of Altan/Seth, but has agreed to give them somewhat free reign of the Sanctum, and as long as they are under armed guard. Asar went and had an exchange with an old friend of hers, Gordovin, and they were able to reconnect on things that are happening in the Chandelier City and the reasons Gordovin is here in the Sanctum. We ended the session with Seth having just met with the thief he hired, Liaru, and we will pick up there.
So, real quick retcon, I was going to say that I cast guidance just as I entered the room.
Okay.
I'll turn to the guard. May we have some privacy?
Oh, it's Kembish there with you.
Oh, is it Kembish?
Yeah, Kembish and Kelthic are there with you.
Oh, boy.
That's not going to happen.
May we have some privacy?
No, you cannot. I apologize, but there are too many important matters in this situation, and I have no idea what you're going to do.
Well, I guess I'll practice some restraint. And I turn to Liaru, and I stomp up to her, and I use thaumaturgy to make my eyes glow red.
Okay.
And I am furious. I say, what are you doing? It's taking my money and then giving me up to these people.
Okay. So, just yelling.
Yeah, just yelling. I am...
Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Okay. Let's see if the guidance works.
We hear it from across.
Let's see. It's 16?
Okay. So she's smiling at you as you're stomping forward, and then when you start yelling, you see her just kind of, her eyes go big, and she leans back, drops the dagger on the floor, clatters to the ground, and she is stunned by what's happening. And you just hear her stutter like...
I've been on the run for months because you got caught. How do you get caught? You're in the Thieves Guild. You're supposed to be a master thief.
I didn't mean to get caught. The information you provided was... It was just so bad.
You knew there were going to be risks involved.
Well, there's always risks, but... And I knew that this was a well-guarded place, but... I don't think you knew what you were after.
Well, forget about that now. All that I care about is you owe me 5,000 gold.
Well, I don't have it.
Well, you're going to get it. One way or another.
I really doubt it. And I'm not going back to the Thieves Guild, because they'll rip my throat out. I'm as much wanted as you are. So...
Well, with that money, we might be able to clear our names.
Maybe. But I think there's a lot more going on than I'd like to be involved in, and frankly, I just kind of want out. And even if we clear our names, pay the money back, we are marked. And do you think we're going to last 10 minutes in this city if they know where we are, even if we pay off our debt?
Doesn't hurt.
Well, let's say we pay off our debt, we go out, and then we get shanked. Because we know too much. Right?
I'll take my chances.
Well, and you'll die.
I've learned a few things since I've been gone.
I'm sure you have. But
why are you working with these people now?
one, I don't really have much of a choice. They've been very kind and generous to me, despite the fact that I tried to steal from them. And two, they've made me see that without them, I'm dead. And that is the honest truth. And frankly, if you give a damn about anything, you will do the same. If you value your life, you'll do the same.
I'm just going to continue to stew and glare at her.
She stews and glares right back. She gets up, all 3 feet of her, and she just blusters away, just frustrated. And
That's a steamy stew.
it's a very steamy stew. Small, steamy stew. But she comes back over and she says, "Why... Do you know why we were even trying to steal that? Besides the money?"
I don't ask questions like that. A rich, stuck-up noble wants a pretty thing. He's willing to pay for it. And it looked like an easy job.
50,000 gold, easy job.
I never told her what he was going to tell
Oh,
me.
well, you're probably right. My apologies. You pay me 5,000 gold.
I promised you 10 if you succeeded.
Yes. And you think that was going to be an easy job?
Well, I knew it would be risky, but that kind of money is enough to start a new life.
You're right.
It's worth the risk.
You're right. You're an idiot.
I've been told that before.
Well, you maybe should listen sometime.
I made a gamble. I've been known to do that. Didn't work out. That's mostly your fault.
Perhaps it is. I'm sorry.
Why is everyone asking what's so important about what we tried to steal?
Well, maybe you should talk to Kembish. I'm sure he'll tell you.
I'll just glance over at him. Is he just listening in on this whole thing?
Very much. And he looks down at you. And go ahead and make an insight check for me.
That's gonna go well. Let's see. Hey! 19.
19. So as he looks down at you, one thing that you kind of notice, with most people that you've met who are well-to-do, every time they've looked down at you, especially as a tiefling, you've always felt judged, ridiculed, despised, and you see a kindness in his eyes, a sadness to some degree. It feels like he is bearing almost a burden in the way he looks at you. Almost like on the verge of tears, but being held back with very good training. But you can see that to you, it seems like he really cares, which is surprising. You've never seen that in someone of his status before. And he says, I can tell you many things, but I can't tell you these things if you're not willing to be forthright with me, and if we cannot trust each other. But I assure you, I mean you no harm, and even if you do not share this info with me, I will let you go. But if you share this info with me, there are many things that we can do to help protect not just your own life, but the world.
Well, can't say I've ever really cared about the world.
The world has never really cared about you,
But,
and that's unfortunate.
what is it you want to know?
I want to know every detail of why you were trying to steal that, what happened with
Cafetta?
Cafetta, yes. What happened with Cafetta, and the situations since then. In undisclosed, full detail.
And the situation since then, you mean these other break-ins?
What has happened in your adventures that have led you here?
Oh, that's not very interesting.
I'll be the judge of that.
Well, I'm not gonna just explain all of that in detail, but if we want to fast forward,
Sure.
I'll just say I will try to describe everything I've told the group, just in terms of Cafetta was upset, tried to kill me, and so on. I killed him and escaped, and then met up with the group and kind of tell them what we've been doing. But I am going to try to withhold anything about how I've been getting these powers, or voices in my head, or anything like that.
Okay.
If possible.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a deception check. I'll give you advantage here.
Okay. 24.
Okay. So as you explain this to him, he says, it's quite an adventure, quite a tale. You're sure there's nothing more? You don't recall any experience after Cafetta's death? Anything like that?
An experience. Well, it was the first time I've ever killed someone.
I'm sorry.
So, I may have blacked out or something, but I definitely may have some gaps in my memory there. I just know I had to get out of the city, and I got out somehow.
Okay. Well, maybe that's in our favor then. What was I going to ask? I just lost it.
Is your favorite color?
Yes, what is your favorite color? I think it's red.
That's all you see from now on.
Gosh dang it. I'm so mad. I had a good question for you. So he just looks kind of disappointed, and he gets up and he says, well, thank you.
Can I ask, you seem to think something happened after I...
Yeah. Well, Cafetta, we caught him trying to steal something. Something very valuable, very important. I imagine the same thing that paid you for. Was going to pay you for. We threw him out. He was a member of the College of Kaibon, a very well-known professor, and after we threw him out, our relationship with them has deteriorated, especially after his death. And I have reason to believe he was involved with some sort of fiend. I don't know exactly the details, but that's what I was hoping you'd be able to provide for me.
Well, I remember he had a really nasty-looking dagger. Because I saw it very closely. Right before I killed him with it.
I think I know what you're talking about. And he calls for Celtic to go and fetch something. And he says, that dagger, you're very fortunate you were not struck by it. Did you strike him with it?
Yeah, in the struggle, I got it away from him and managed to stab him with it.
Well, that dagger is very dangerous. It was made by a fiend. We call it a Kugenta blade. Have you heard of it?
I can't say I have.
The Kugenta blade is designed for killing divine beings. Killing isn't the right word. It's more of corrupting their essence, making them devils of some sort. And any mortal struck by it can essentially have their soul severed from the afterlife, and they essentially walk the material plane forever.
Well, I have to say I'm flattered he saw me as that big of a threat.
Indeed. And Celtic eventually comes back and brings the dagger. He's got it. And he says, this dagger here, if I'm reading the indications right, was forged by a Aranyes by the name of Ibalisi. And that does not bode well. She is a cunning temptress, to say the least. And I just hope that you are not involved in any way. It'd be very bad if you were.
One question, just from winning the victory or winning the fight, so to speak, would that technically belong to me now?
Not a chance.
I had to ask.
Perhaps if we gain some trust, you might be able to earn it, but that would require a significant amount of trust.
So what's next? You're trying to figure out who keeps sending these thieves after you, or what?
Yeah, that is. I'm very certain I know who it is. The problem is they can't get in here. Fiends of any kind are not able to enter into my compound, so they send mortals. So, that's where I need your party, potentially. I have a request to get some information as to what's going on in the city, especially within the Netsk household. They're up to something and I don't know what, and I need every hand that I have to help guard the sanctum against incursions of various kinds. But we can discuss that further with your party. Do you have any other questions for me?
Well, I guess just the obvious one. What's in it for us?
Or what do you want?
Well, the Red Sands is a pretty new venture. We're just getting started. We could use some capital. So payment would be attractive. Potentially, maybe even this necklace, if it's still there.
You won't be getting that. But I can promise payment in various kinds, depending on what each of you desire. But we'll discuss further. Are you sure there is nothing more you can tell me?
Why do you keep asking me that? That's just right at the
From what you can tell, he believes you. He just
I know, it's
doesn't
just
want
the,
to.
It makes me feel like it's like Albus Dumbledore. Are you sure you're telling me everything?
Albus Dumbledore wouldn't believe you.
That is true.
That's all I can remember.
Okay. Well, perhaps that's for the best. And he, kind of beckons you to depart the room, leaving Liaru there. And you guys head back down to the main
Just
chamber.
before I leave, I just say one quick thing back to her. You still owe me.
We'll see. I think there's much more at work here than petty squabbles of money.
5,000 gold isn't petty.
When things like this could be happening, like what Kembish thinks could be happening, he didn't tell you everything, I'll tell you that. That's pretty petty. 5,000 gold is pretty petty.
Well, I guess I'm a petty tiefling.
Indeed you are. Some might even say a piece of shit. But she goes and shuts the door on you right after she says that. And you head back down.
I've got a new alias.
Piece of shit.
File that next to ask.
And we will pan back over to the other group. And Sharu and Altan are out.
Arden?
Arden,
did it
again? Same person, basically,
Adam, can you hear what's going on inside there?
I guess I'm gonna try to see if I can hear anything.
You guys are not close enough to
Okay,
hear.
then I'll be like,
I thought we were just outside the door.
No, they
there's-
guard brought you down the stairs.
okay.
And you
oh,
are.
we're way.
Well, I asked the guard, since we're so far away, and said that, I asked the guard, where's your library? I'd like to browse your books. Peruse.
It's this way. Excellent. And you just see a much smaller dragonborn than the other three. He leads you over to a library. Says, "Have at it."
I look for something. So, two things I want to look at. I want to see if they have anything about Colton heresy along the Mayashanda, something along those lines.
Okay.
Or, but the other book I read the Khalifa's, whatever the island place, the Mortal Ambition stuff.
Okay.
I think you need Moldias Hill if you want to find those.
Remind me.
Sharu and Altan still haven't talked about the Mortal.
I remember
they
the
haven't.
Cult of Heresy talked about the Cult of the Faceless, right?
Yes.
Remind me what the other one did. I have it in front of me.
It's the to escape patron.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just because those are things that I have in my notes from there, but I never really followed up on them.
Not satisfied with your god there?
Make an investigation check.
How to Catch a Predator.
Oh, that's bad. If it's, I think it's 9, might be 11.
I'm going to submit to the deity Chris Hansen.
Yeah, 9.
So as you're searching through, you don't find anything specific that really strikes you. You find a few things that might work, but not exactly what you would say pinpointing what you're looking for. So I'll give you a history or religion check, depending on which one you're specifically looking for, with disadvantage.
Since I haven't really talked to Altan about the other stuff, I would be looking more into the stuff about the Colton heresy.
Okay. So give it to you with disadvantage.
Is that a history or religion?
Whichever you prefer.
Oh, okay. I would definitely prefer history. Disadvantage. 8.
8?
Oh, wait. 9.
Okay, perfect. That's just enough. Just enough to do it for you. There, as you read through, there isn't anything new per se that you pick up on. You hear from the reading you get, you see that many cults have popped up around the Maya Shanda. Just Cult of the Faceless, you read, is something that was discovered many centuries ago. And one tidbit of information that you get is that the leaders of the cult at the beginning were pale white and had almost like their eyes were like silver colored irises and whatnot, but there isn't anything that really stands out beyond that.
While looking, I kind of turned to Arden. It's like, do you mind helping me with some of this research? It's just stuff I found at the island. And
I was looking for anything that may look like family history, like especially with this place, it might actually have like a genealogy type stuff. And I'm gonna ignore Shrew a little bit.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. That is a 21.
21. Okay. So you're able to find some details about some family history. Are you specifically looking for this family?
Yeah, I want to know about this, if there's any information on this family, and then any of the royals as well. Like, if there's anything...
Okay. Go ahead and make a history check with advantage.
Okay. Okay, let's use that one. 22.
22. Okay. So you find a book that is simply titled, I should say a scroll more than anything, that's simply titled The History of Kushako. And it dates back many centuries. In fact, even millennia. You come across... let me pull up the details here. Give me 1 second. Where's that name? I apologize. Was not expecting this one.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Who would be crazy enough to keep a history on this city?
yeah.
Okay. So you come across some records of the first dynasty before the Tuchawi Empire was an empire, and Kushako was the crown city at one point. Their leaders were eventually assimilated into the southern Tuchawa kingdom, and when the southern kingdom came and conquered the north, and a marriage was proposed that united the two kingdoms, and eventually made the beginnings of the Tuchawi Empire. Specifically, what you find about the Jinturums is they came about around the time of the Pantheonic War, when the Dragonborn were first introduced. They weren't known as one of the first families per se, but they were a very pronounced family, well-known family shortly after the Dragonborn came into power. And you read about a patriarch within that family who looks very similar to Kembish, and it seems like there's been someone like that for generations. And you come across Kambish's family having come into Kashako about 400 years ago. And there has been a new patriarch essentially every 50 years, passed father to son.
Cool.
One other thing you'd also pick up from that, with that roll, the Netsk family. They've been around for a while, and they primarily came from the Yabankichi descent. I think I told you guys this a couple sessions ago, but the original Netsk patriarch was a trader that continued the supply lines to the Yabankichi army as they went further south into southern T'Challa to finish off the Yuan-Ti. And that's how the Zujiri distribution originally got started, was they supplied the military, and they grew and grew and became wealthy, becoming what they are now. So the Netsk family essentially owns Zujiri distribution.
I'm having no luck over here. Please help me.
Fine, I'll help Sharu if I...
Okay, so you guys continue reading. We're going to pop back over to Asar and Raynor and Kaiji and Gordovan.
Gordovian.
Alright, well, meanwhile, what are we doing?
I believe our conversation finished with the unspoken movement, which I read on my hand.
Yeah. Well, not much we can do about that now.
No, but how much resources were you given?
None.
Public perception is you were given 100,000 gold stipend and
What?
I would have loved
you're
that.
in exile.
That is a fabrication. I was sent off into the world on my lonesome with nothing but the clothes on my back.
And a bottomless bag.
Must have a wild triage of guard.
No. This was supposed to be a severe punishment. Not meant to.
Has Fuego talked to you? Is he aware of this?
He caused this.
This isn't common.
Yes, this isn't common.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you even know who that is?
Who?
Sorry, who? Fuego? I've never heard. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's just probably one in a list of bastards you probably may or may not have forgotten their names.
Likely. There's a long list of bastards.
It's the most powerful
But
person
Even
on
Asar's
this
like
continent.
heckled up.
he is a very powerful bastard.
Every
don't,
city
don't catch him.
knows of him.
Don't catch him telling
History
you.
will know
telling
him.
talking that he's a bastard.
That's like saying I don't know what the sky is.
Okay. I don't care for
Were
your...
you given an education?
No.
Actually, not.
No,
That's a
no,
completely-
that is decidedly not true.
Okay.
I don't know your politics. That doesn't mean I wasn't given an education.
So
She does not have an
There are different levels of education.
knows
You
how to
are
read and write in
educated
your
in one
party?
thing and are probably far better at it
you know
than
the
I am.
tortoise.
So
Does she know how to read? I doubt he knows how to read.
I'll have you know I know several
I know
languages.
things. I know the name of things.
I thought you were going to say letters.
I know 5 letters.
Of the hundreds of languages I know, this is not one of them. No, I actually am quite well spoken. I know that things didn't go well for me in my, younger years, but I did have a good dozen or so under some of the finalist tutelage in the land. I know several languages rather fluently, that most people have probably never heard spoken in their life. So,
Good job, Raina. Very nice.
What are their qualifications? What is...
We are all impressed.
You're a king who lost everything. A lord who got sacked.
Wait. Listen. There are things that I don't want the rest of them to know. So...
I understand, Your Highness, but what are their qualifications?
Oh, they have none.
No successes.
In the distance here.
All these people are from people
I
who've
am-
been are the refugees.
I will say I have saved your, princess's life on several occasions.
It shouldn't have need saving if you were good at your job.
Okay, so me coming upon her randomly being, lugged away by slavers
not
is something that I'm not.
He's not hired as a bodyguard.
We have somewhat of an arrangement. But
I'm now gonna physically move myself between you, Raina, so I can be facing Raina and make sure you're not in direct line of sight of her at any time now.
my lord, I am undercover, deep undercover. They don't know I wasn't acting as royalty.
Didn't hide it very well either. You're not there. Shh.
You have a gold earring, right?
Yes, I have the earrings.
Is it actually gold?
Yes, one of them is. This one's brass. This one's gold.
How'd you come to buy those? Did you buy them? Family heirloom?
Would you like to hear the entire history? This one is given to me because I am part of the 5th boarding crew of my ship. This one was given to me after my first kill. This one was given to me because I was able to acquire the proper cargo. And this one's just pretty.
What, the slave trade?
No! Actually...
What was
the
cargo in quotes?
Cargo in quotes is, we sunk a ship and freed all the slaves.
Well, they're free from their life because you sunk the ship, so...
No,
What about-
we took them. And then we sunk the ship. And then we hired them or returned them home.
Explain to me how that operation works. Because it sounds like you just...
Have you never heard of
Steal
freeing
things.
slaves?
And this is the...
Oh no.
And just return them home.
I
This is what promotes branding. These is why slaves get brands on their face.
Yes, unless you catch them before they are taken to market.
I use my disguise self to look exactly
do
like
not-
Gardovi, and I'm like, look at me, I'm a pompous prick who knows better than everyone, yet I can't get out of a simple mansion.
You have to understand that all of them are very stupid. They don't understand the long-term consequences of anything that they do.
Is this in common?
Yes. It is a privilege of our station that we are able to see more than them.
I'm so sad about it.
I know.
It's all right. It's all right.
He is the one that's too stupid to realize there isn't a brand on me, so...
So you were so successful you were enslaved and then escaped.
Precisely.
So... It's not like you have a... Or where's your ship? Is that how you got here, through the river?
Not through the river, no. It's a ship on the sea, not on the river.
So why are you here?
Do you want the history of
No,
my
you want to
life?
say, so did you lose your ship?
I did not lose my ship. It's
Oh,
not-
so it was stolen.
I
Commandeered.
need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm getting in trouble.
Look, it's not my ship. I didn't lose it. I'm on shore leave.
Kaiji catch claws.
It's 16.
16? Damn it.
You're the DM, you can fudge
My
numbers.
lord,
Yeah.
Everyone have the same history where they had things, and then they're gone.
yes. Listen,
What did the turtle have?
I never had anything.
So you feel yourself being like magic being pushed onto you, and you're just like, no, this isn't happening. And you see Moldiath trying to cast something, and
I will control myself.
you resist, and she says, "Huh, that doesn't happen very often. Would you shut up? You're being kind of a prick. All this time you've been here, and we've had such wonderful conversations, and here you are being a prick."
The safety of someone I love is with people who I not believe are qualified. That'd be like me leaving me in charge of the Santorum while you all left. Just by myself, no guards. That is the situation.
Perhaps. But have you truly judged their nobility, their character, just by looking at them? Or are you going to judge them by their actions?
I've been judging them based off their history. I apologize.
Well, this is all very entertaining. I would very much like to move on to safer waters and just maybe have a nice time in a nice place.
That sounds wonderful. Would you like to have some wine?
I would love
I would love to.
You can come too. And would you like to come?
Yes, please. Okay. You see, like my tail swishing.
You're in trouble. You're not
behind
welcome.
my head.
But my father
like
does
to
need to
be-
speak to you. So go downstairs, please. We'll join you soon.
All right, I gave her a slight bow, and we'll leave to find her father.
After he leaves, I'm just like, honestly, I could totally kick his ass.
No kidding.
I wanted
means
to.
well. It is quite shocking to see the lot of you, though. Let's be honest.
I don't understand. If he were to come across you in the situation that Rainer found you in, there's nothing he could have done, and yet he thinks he's so much more useful than Rainer. When he can find a man who's dead and bleeding and bind him back to life, that I'd love to see.
Some people have more skills than just wanton murder and killing.
I didn't say wanton murder and killing. I said I can save someone who's on the brink of death. Mostly. Usually.
Yes,
Far better than he can do
everyone
it.
has a different skill set, and I appreciate everyone's efforts.
Yes, and Godovian's best skill set is, inciting people to punch him in the face, apparently.
He is usually much more jovial than this.
I'm usually much more loose-fisted, but considering our company, I am also, smart enough to not make a scene of it.
Well, good job. And you see Moldiath, she takes you downstairs and finds some wine. You're in
Thank you.
essentially a kitchen, and she pours each of you a cup. Well done. Well done at not throwing your fists.
I really wanted to.
Oh, I could tell. I could tell.
But that just proved him right, honestly, so...
You're probably right. Anyway, we should probably join the others. It's been probably, close to 3 hours or so at this point. And you guys finish up your studying.
There's one more thing I would like to do.
Okay, we'll pick it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Next session.
I'm helping you.
We're going to end this session here, but with everyone gathering except for the little book party. Thanks for listening.
If you like listening to Rollfair, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Also, check out our merch store at rollfair.com.